So a little bit of balancing this morning or this evening, whenever you're coming to it, this afternoon. We're going to start with our feet at least shoulder distance, so a nice stable setting here. Just take a moment to ground yourself, feeling into the inner body. Nice deep breath into the belly and deep into the lungs, and almost as if you can push it down into the feet and into the earth. I'm on a rooftop here, so the earth's quite a long way away, but you can just imagine the energy just really reaching down into the earth, stabilizing you. On the inhale, there's this lengthening up as we ground down as well, so there's a sense of lightness and ease. It's releasing any tension in the neck or the shoulders. And placing the hands on the hips. Getting the knees and the ankles a little soft and comfortable as we begin to make some circles in a clockwise direction. It helps if the knees are soft and you really allow everything to sort of just move smoothly around in a circle, as if you're drawing a circle on the floor with your tail. And then changing the direction, so you go the opposite way, softening knees and ankles, hips and shoulders. So all the joints sort of feel as though they're getting some attention. And then just slowly winding it into the center. And just begin to tick-tock from side to side, left to right. Again, just coming back to the center. Anything else that needs ironing out, please take it. Bring the feet in a little bit closer towards each other so they're about hip distance now. Hands can remain on the hips if you like. There's a couple of different ways of doing this. We're going to lift the right leg, draw into the belly center, and bring the knee across to the left and then out to the right. You could equally have the hands out, away, just sort of guiding you here. We're doing about 5 rotations in this manner. You could always bring the toes to the floor as you move through, and then change it out. So the knee comes out to the right and then across to the left. About 5 times. Take the balance, the help of the toe if you need to. Just land the toe on the floor for a moment and just get really strong and steady through that left leg, through the center, through your core, into your heart and out through the crown. So if you're not very good at balancing, this is a great place to be, strengthening this leg and really aligning the spine over. So you can begin to work with lifting the toe from there. And then simply place the foot back onto the floor. Shake out anything if you need to. And then we do the other side. So bringing the left knee across to the right, inhale, lifting it up and taking it out to the left. And back down. So circles. In your own time, in your own pace, with your own breath. Remember, you can always bring the big toe to the floor if you need just a little moment of support through this. And then change the direction when you're ready. Knee out to the left and across to the right. If you like, you can use the hands as a balance, and that right knee can bend a little. Yield a little. And then bringing it back down, and just for a moment placing the toe on the floor, aligning your weight over that right leg. Almost feel like the center of our pelvis can just align itself a little more over that ankle. Lengthen out through the crown. Relax your shoulders and breath. And then just for a moment, lift the toes off if you're not already there. And then releasing down, foot to the floor. You might like to shake out your legs. I hope it's not too noisy for you. India is so loud. There's just nothing I can do about it. Unless I change the way I work, of course. So we'll see how that goes. Once again, we're going to come to the right leg lifting off. You can have your hands on your hips or the hands out to support, as if you're carrying a stick that helps you, you know, when people are walking on a rope. Use it that way. Inhale, lift the knee off the floor, across to the left and out to the right. And once again, just a couple of rounds, maybe just 3 this time. Inhale the knee up and out to the right, and then take the foot behind you, behind the left leg. Both knees are bent. So it's a little bit away, and it's on an angle to that left leg. Inhale to lift the right arm up, left hand still on the hip. And exhale as you bring the right shoulder across to the left knee as you bend down as if you want to sit cross-legged on the floor, but you don't. You can just remain here, hand on the heart, left hand on the hip, or you can bring your hands into prayer as you begin to twist a little deeper. Breathe a couple of breaths here, and if you're still good and comfortable, you could even try opening the arms up in opposite directions, right hand to the floor, left to the sky. When you're ready, take an inhale, lift out of there, particularly push into that left leg. Lift both arms up as if you've just completed a bit of gymnastics. And then we're going to bend the left leg, place the weights back on it, and begin to lift the right leg off the floor slowly. See if you can hang there for a moment with the foot just lifting off at the back. Doesn't matter if you're a bit wobbly. Hands can be, arms can be bent, so you're like, here I am. And then just slowly lifting back up, placing the foot back on the floor. As long as it's not a spider. Land again. Take a couple of breaths, and if you need to move or shake anything out, please feel free. Relax everything when you stand in Tadasana to realign, let everything go, come back into the body fully, experiencing the effects of movement, the effects of balance. And then we come again to the other side, hands onto the hips. Left knee comes through to the right and up, and exhale back out and down. 3 rounds. Taking the knee out and then taking it behind the right. So bend the right knee, drop the foot behind you. Both knees are bent now, and we're going to begin to even out the weight a little bit more between the left and right feet. So in this funny half cross leg standing position. Inhale, lift the left arm up skyward. Enjoy the breeze if you're doing this outside, because I certainly am. It's cooler here in Mysore, but still warm enough. Inhale into the fingertips. And then exhale, bring that left elbow to the right knee as you bend a little more deeply into the left knee. I know this sounds a little complicated, but it's not too bad if you just listen to the body. The hand can just come to the chest if it likes. That right hand can stay on the hip, or you can bring the hands together into prayer at the heart center. You need to twist a little more deeply for that, so press that left elbow into the right knee to see if you can deepen the twist. It's going to open that hip up a little bit more. Look over your right shoulder if you can. If you're super comfortable here, you could open the arms up, left to the ground, right to the sky. Breathing, enjoying, preferably smiling. And if you like, you can rotate out that wrist. We didn't do that on the other side, but add on. Inhale, press into that right foot to lead your way out of there, and we come into Tadasana, Tada Asana. as if you've just completed a jump in gymnastics. Both legs straighten out here. Then we're going to shift the weight to the right leg. As we bend the right knee, we shift the weight into it. Both arms can bend, so we're like a cactus style. And we just want to begin to lift that back leg off the floor. So we come into this sort of groovy dancer pose. And work on our balance here. Keep that right leg bent so you can ground the energy down. Keep lifting in the lower belly. Sorry if the camera is picking up that noise more than my voice. And then just lifting out of there. Both feet on the earth, both hands down. They're changing out gas cylinders down there. Rotate out your shoulders. If you like, widen your feet and rotate out your hips. Both directions. And let's just jump the feet a little wider. So they're about 4 feet, and once again, just swing the hips from side to side. Well, the tail is like swinging like a pendulum. Just really feeling into the inner groin and what is going on for you. Sometimes I like to do this little groovy figure of 8 with my hips, just to get in a little deeper. You can take or leave that. Toot toot. India, they love a horn. We're going to turn out our right foot. You might like to step that left foot out a little further so that there's more width. And turn the hips to face the narrow end of your mat as you look over that right knee, that right foot. Inhale, lift the arms up, overhead, just so they're in line with the shoulders. And as we exhale, we draw the navel in towards the spine, drop the torso and the arms down. The arms moving a little faster than the torso as we swing them all the way back in line with the rest of the torso, heading towards the buttocks, past the buttocks. This right leg is straight. Inhale, begin to bend that right knee as the arms come forward and up again. As we come into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. And then exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine. Begin to straighten the leg, drop the torso and the arms are just moving a little faster than the torso as they reach back. Crown and tail and hands in opposite direction. And then inhale, press into that right foot. Bend the knee, lift up. Warrior. Exhale, straighten the leg and drop forward as the arms come all the way back behind you. Inhale, reach up, and this time as we come up, we're just going to face the center. Arms can come in line with the shoulders or all the way to the hips, whichever you prefer. And then we just change the feet out. And once again, you might like to step that back foot so it's a little wider, so we allow the hips to turn. And once again, inhale the arms up. We bend that left knee now, so we're facing over the left leg and the narrow end of the mat. So try and bring the right hip around to match. May not happen, all right, so don't get too concerned about it. And then exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine. Begin to lean forward, let the hands drop a little faster, and then reach back beyond the tail as the crown reaches away. And inhale, bend the knee, rise up, arms rising overhead, open the heart, drop into that back leg, back foot. Exhale, draw the navel in, reach the tail and crown away from each other, hands reach back. Inhale, rise, open the heart. Exhale, once again, reaching forward, down, and then the hands back beyond. Inhale, press into that left foot to come out, arms reach up, and once again as we exhale, the hands and feet come back to the length of the mat, the width of the mat. We're just back here in wide leg. Take an inhale. You might like to place the hands on the hips, lift the heart, lift the chin a little, and as we exhale, begin to lean forward with the chest, roll the sit bones up nicely. and then taking the hands wherever they reach in the floor in front of you. You can have the knees a little bent if you can't reach the floor comfortably. Equally, you could have some blocks. I have absolutely no equipment with me on the road here. This very thin mat is all I've got. So use the equipment if you need it. Otherwise, bend the knees and keep that action of rolling the sit bones up, dropping those front hips forward to try and get that sense of back bending in a forward fold. So we keep the spine nice and long, and we really accentuate the bend from the hip rather than from the spine itself. If you're comfortable here, you could fully release the head, let it hang, so the crown and tail are now in opposite directions. You could walk the hands in a little. Some of you might be able to match the fingers with the toes, but the arms are still in line with the shoulders. It's not important though, don't get too, caught up in it. Roll the sit bones up, drop the crown down if you can. Lift the arches of your feet, pressing from the ball of the big toe to the little toe into the heel and lifting that arch as you continue to ground down. Relax, and if you like, have a little play here, releasing the shoulders and the hips. Inhale, half lift when you're ready, and then we're going to just turn that right toe out and exhale to bend the right knee and lean into it so we get a nice stretch here. And then once again, inhale back to the center. Tuck the right toes back in as we begin to lift the left toes out and bend the left knee and stretch into the right side. And then back up we go. Half lift. Tuck the heels in, and as you exhale, coil your way up. Tuck the toes back in as you arrive back into standing. And then we're just going to step in, feet in under the hips. So we're back to Tadasana, starting point. Take a moment to experience the whole of your body again and the reaction it's having to the practice. Find your breath if you've lost it, which hopefully you haven't, but we're all human, right? So whenever we notice the breath is missing in our mind, in our awareness, we come back to it. It makes everything so much more enjoyable, right? So we're just going to finish off now with one more balancing pose. Should be totally up for it now. Vrikshasana is the tree pose, so steady like a tree, but also remembering that trees do sway, they do move, they are fluid, particularly in winds. So if there's some internal, movement going on in emotion or otherwise, then just allow it to be. Find your breath, your center, which the breath coordinates with. And the weight of your body into your feet, but without over activating the ankles and the knees. So of course, they need to be activated to a degree, but there's a softness around that. So the energy can flow back and forth between the earth and the space and the body, which is the conduit. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, move the weight onto your left leg as we begin to lift the right up. If balance is really terrible for you, just start with this little toe to the ground thing. And the heel can just be along the inner shin. Or you might like to just place it here up the lower leg, or you might just like to place it above the knee so the foot just sits above the knee. Or if you've got more movement, we place the heel all the way into the inner groin and press the heel in, spread out to the foot and press that leg back into the foot. And if you can, open up that knee a little so we're not, the knee's not facing forward, but out to the right hand side. You can just stay here with the right hand on the knee, reminding it to go out, and the left hand on the hip. Or if you've got the balance, you feel good, let the arms rise. What sort of tree do you want to be today? Maybe a big, wide, windy tree. Maybe like a populus, long and straight. You could even bring the hands together, but don't bunch up in the shoulder in order to achieve it. Have a sense of softness and ease so you can feel the flow of energy moving through the whole of the body. Draw the lower navel in towards the spine. Keep pressing the leg and the foot in towards each other. Breathing, relaxing, enjoying. So when you're ready, just take a nice deep inhale. Reach into your fingers in any which way. And as you exhale, just beginning to bring everything back down to the earth. Just release that left ankle just for a moment. If you need to shake it out, please do. Notice, before we move on, what's going on. Drop back down the body. Take an inhale as you're ready. And as you exhale, just begin to lift that left foot off the floor. And if you like, just start with the toe touching the floor with the heel onto the inner shin. The inner right shin. If you've got more to go, you can come up the leg, just above the knee, or tucking the heel, whoop, all the way into the inner groin. So my left side doesn't balance as well as my right, so if I fall out, please don't let that put you off. And again, you can just have the right hand onto the right hip, the left hand onto the left knee, reminding that knee to open up. Press the leg and the foot in towards each other. Draw the navel in towards the spine. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you're steady, you can draw the hands up, arms up. Just don't be afraid of calibration, of movement, of swaying like bamboo, hopefully. Strong trunk, but ability to just let any agitation come out through the upper body rather than the lower body. If you want, you could bring the hands together, just finding your own expression here. It's comfortable and doable for you. When you're ready, we take an inhale to reach into the fingers and slowly begin to release out of there. And just releasing that right leg and ankle in any way that feels suitable for you. Drop back into the body and drop back into the breath. If there's any over-efforting or squeezing, contracting in the body, let a couple of exhalations, just iron that out and release it. Going to inhale and reach the arms out to the sides and all the way up. Draw the navel in towards the spine as you press the feet into the floor. Hands reach up towards the sky. Bring the hands together. You might like the James Bond mudra. And then as we exhale, we're going to drop down. You can widen the feet. You can lift the heels off the floor, but drop the buttocks towards the heels. Yeah, that's right. I got it right. Oh. And then slowly you can bring the hands to the floor, either in front of you or behind you, to drop the heels, squeeze in to come and sit down. You might prefer to support yourself with the hands behind you, right? Bring the soles of the feet together, but have them nice and wide, like away from the pubic bone. We're not drawing them close in, but having it nice and wide, so we make this nice sort of like diamond shape with our legs. Feel the sit bones into the earth, so if you need to remove some flesh, please do. Hands just gently onto the ankles as we find the sit bones into the ground, reaching the crown away. Shoulders away from the ears. You can remain here. This can be fine, right? Or you can take an inhale, lengthen up the spine. And as you exhale, folding forward. Elbows can be in or out, depending on your shoulders and how you feel. Dropping the head towards the feet. Releasing in the lower back and just taking a couple of nice deep breaths here. You might like to swing the chin over to the right hand side, back to the center, and then swing it over to the left. And just repeating that a couple of times in your own time, linking it with the breath in your own way. Inhale to roll up when you're ready. There's a couple of things you can do here, and one is continue on your own practice. You might like to do a little bit more standing work, or you might like to come and do some forward folds. I'm about to make a forward fold sequence, so you could then come and watch that if you liked, or come into Shavasana and finish off. So we just bring the feet to the earth, roll back down, hands just placed along the floor, a little bit away from the body and reaching the legs out. If you've got any lower back issues, the knees can remain bent, and that's absolutely fine. If you want to drop the knees from side to side or finish with a twist before you come into Shavasana, just pause and come back to it when you're ready. Otherwise, we lay the whole body down. Take a couple of deep breaths. Use the exhalation to release any tension, stress, or efforts. Let the front body drop into the back body. Let the back body drop into the earth. Let the eyeballs drop into their sockets. And let the breath drop into the belly. Let go of everything. Every bit of effort in your body. See if you can let it go. I'm just going to leave you here in silence, so you can just get up when you're ready and finish off on your own.